Thanks for joining me again, everybody. We are here on a, well, slightly gloomy, overcast day at the Forest of Dean. And today we're going to be looking at all things routes and more specifically, how to ride them. Now, it was raining last night, so that is going to make my life even trickier today, but I look forward to showing you and imparting some wisdom on you today on how to ride routes. So sit back, relax and enjoy. Let's take a look at what we've got today then. Now, I'm on a pretty wide open section, and as you can see, there are routes running left, right, up, down, here, there, and everywhere. There is no escaping them. So there is going to be some element of line choice to it because there is a very, very long way around the top there, which is less rooty, but is a long way out the way. There is a straight line again through the middle here, but it's the most rootiest, and you can see there are routes running all the way across it. And then there is a low line, which does have a big compression in it, but actually misses the roots. Now, the quickest way is going to be straight through the middle to get a straight and most direct through that section, but it is the most highest risk, whereas both left and right of me are going to be your safest bets, but certainly slower, especially with this big compression on my left-hand side here. How do we actually hit routes then? Well, when a route runs square across the trail, that's actually the best thing you can ask for, because hitting a route square on means you're less likely to slip, rather than hitting it at an angle where the tyre could deflect off of it and slip out from underneath you. So these first ones, they're square on, we're going to bang our way straight over them, no problem. Then we've got this next patch just here, which run down across the trail off camber. Now that is the trickiest kind you could get, and what we're going to do here is almost compress before them and come up and unweight the bike to stay nice and light where we can float across the top of them, not putting too much weight on them, which again could cause us to slip out. How you have Old Faithful here set up can make a huge difference to how successfully you're going to get through the routes back up on the trail. Having the right bike set up, suspension, tyres, can make all the difference. So we're going to have a quick run through of how I set mine up for when the things get especially rooty out there. What I'll do in my suspension, both front and rear, is I'll actually drop the pressure ever so slightly, just so that it's softer at the beginning of the stroke. But what I might actually do is add a volume spacer to both so that it ramps up through the travel, keeping it nice and soft at the beginning of the stroke to absorb all those little rooty bumps, but then still ramp up and take the big hits when it gets a little bit rougher. And actually the same can be said for tyres. So if you run an insert in there, then you can afford to drop your pressures a little bit to help it conform around the ground basically and help it mould to those routes that you're riding over. But having an insert, front and rear, or just the rear, because that can take a lot of the hits most of the time, well then that can still protect your wheels and rims and stop you from puncturing too hard. And in fact, as a bonus actually, today I'm running flat pedals. A lot of it is quite slippery today, so if your confidence is a little low, that can be a great little bonus tip there. Stick some flats on and then you can get your feet out the way or dab easily if needs be. For this next segment, I've gone full Steve Jones and, well, it may look like I'm overcompensating, but this thing is going to demonstrate braking and where to and not to do it. So as I come into the segment from behind, the cameraman over there, I'm going to look to have all my speed scrubbed by that point. I definitely don't want to be braking as I come through the middle, especially on these big off-camber routes here. If it was a really wet day, then you'd be a goner for sure. Get in the right kind of speed that you're comfortable with before, and then lay off the brakes during, and then as soon as you get after it, lay off those brakes to carry some good momentum. Again, not too grabby on either brake. I know I sort of say this all the time, but try and be as smooth as you can. Too much heavy braking equals locking up wheels potentially, and crash! You're done. That's it from me then. That is Rich's guide to riding routes for beginners. I hope I've actually been able to help you with your rootiest of problems. Thank you for sticking with me today. As always, thank you for watching GMBN. If you want to see more, then don't forget to click subscribe. Stay safe, happy riding, and I'll catch you all next time.